Hello, everybody. This is your founder of the AK Legacy Foundation, Candy Martin. I am excited to be here with you all today as we continue our business and financial literacy virtual tour. I can't wait to the day where we can all get together in one room and kind of go over different things. But for now, we're going to utilize our virtual platform to make sure that we keep you all informed and abreast of all the things that are going forward here in the financial world. And so today we have a special treat. We are going to be joined by Mr. Marico Walker. I am going to tell you more about him and the work that he's doing. And so we'll get right on to it. We don't want to hold you all long. We just want to give you guys some great information that you can utilize in your personal finances as well as in your business. So today we're going to talk about money mindset. Yes, money and mindset. Trust me, a dear friend of mine always said, your money matches your mindset. That's Pastor Diamond Vanette always says that. Your mindset is not right, your money not going to be right. So this is a great topic. So I look forward to all the tips and tools that Mr. Marico is going to give us. I'm going to be taking notes. And so just a real quick announcement, money, we want more of it. And so how to get more of it, make sure that you follow the AK Legacy Foundation. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow our YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe and like and share on our YouTube channel. Turn the alert bell on so that when we have new information that we broadcast, that you all are up with it and that you can keep up with us. And don't forget to visit our website. There you can also make a monetary donation so that we can continue to bring you all great podcasts and webcasts such as the one that we're on right now. So I am going to get ready to bring up our guest speaker. So just give me one quick second. I would love to read his, I'm going to read his bio. I do believe in being professional, even though I consider he and his family to be friends and family of ours, but we still want to give him his props for all of the hard work that he has done. He is currently with the Wealthwave How Money Works company, and their typical clients are people who have interest in learning how money works. I don't know about you, but I want to know all the workings of how money works. They are looking for a financial roadmap to secure wealth for their family, grow their wealth, and properly transfer. So does that sound like you? Do you want to grow your wealth and you want to secure for your family? This company is just the company that you want to link up with. Marico and the company, the goal is to accomplish this through several of their products and services. And lastly, they offer the chance to transition into a career part-time or full-time to supplement or to build your financial services. Look, if you're looking for a career change, everybody knows this is the year to do it. We're in the last quarter. It's not too late. Jump on in so that you can get in the right position as we get ready to go into 2022. I mean, time is truly flying. So we don't want to waste any time. We want to hear what it is that Mr. Marico has to share with us on today. So I'm going to turn it over to him. Go ahead, Mr. Marico.
Sounds great. So I'm so grateful, Candy, for allowing me this opportunity to speak. And I just, believe that this topic, in my personal opinion, is one of those, very important topics that we're going to talk about, which is, habits and money mindsets. I didn't have the mindsets or habits, prior to 2008. But when I went through the recession, that taught me how struggle feels. And I didn't want to feel that struggle again. So I made a commitment, not only to myself, I made a commitment to my family that we'll never be in that situation again. I invested a lot of time in getting licenses, invested a lot of time in trainings, became a fiduciary, owning my own financial brokerage. And my thing is now just trying to make sure a lot of other individuals don't face that same difficulty that I did. What I know, in order for me to change, I had to change my habits. And I had to change my mindsets. When I think about mindset, it's just something that you set your intention, your mind to do. And one of the things I truly believe, there's a scripture said that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So before I decided, here it was, trying to get unemployment, no income, still had a mortgage, family to take care of. Everything rested on my shoulder. I had to set my mind on what I could do. Well, what if I didn't have the knowledge or the income? Well, I had to set my mind on who had the ability to help me. So I had to say, I can do this through Christ who strengthens me. So you see the presentation, the journey begins. Now, when I think about this title, The Journey Begins, this is kind of like our first conversation about financial literacy, on habits, on mindset, and that's really where you start. Every single morning, I do something, or at least every other morning, I do something with my daughter. She's 10 years of age. I walk her to the bus stop. I run my 2 miles in the morning. And there's something I do with her called life lessons. And there was one particular day I had asked my daughter, I said, Mia, I said, when you think about your last name, what do you think about? And she said, well, I think about walking. And in my mind, I said, okay, we can use that as our life lesson. I said, so Mia, you're 10 years of age. Where are we going? And then she pondered a while. She looked up at the sky, and then she said, well, I'm walking to the bus stop. I said, Mia, this is life lesson. Where are we going in life? Where I'm going to school. I said, Mia, this is life lesson. Where are we going in life? I said, Mia, you got to start with, a vision, where you want to be in life. Mia, you got to have the right mindsets, about how, you believe in that you can do something. And then you got to have desire. So we're having these conversations about where are you going? So I pose that question to you. In life, where is your life plan taking you? Where is your habits taking you? Where is your money mindsets that you have adopted in life taking you? And you think about where you are right now. Has it taken you to, I have a savings? Has it taken you to, I am fully funding my retirement? Has it taken you to, or is taking you to, financial independence? And if it's taking you, if your habits and your money mindset is taking you to living paycheck to paycheck, every single month, you're trying to figure it out, use your credit card. And all I'm asking is, you think about where is your habits and your mindsets taking you? And all you have to do is look at where you are right now in life. So it's very important, because change doesn't happen until you become aware of something. Is something working or not working? So the question is, how do I create an intentional financial transformation? So when you think about creating a financial transformation, deciding to change in 2021, like you had a New Year resolution, is not enough. The old habits of 2020 still exist. The old habits of these months leading up to September still exist. In order to change your life, we have to change our habits and we have to change our mindsets. That's how our life is going to change. So there are two things you got to think about when you're trying to create this financial transformation. We're talking about habits and mindsets. The first thing you have to do is, because it's not going to be easy changing a habit. It's not going to be easy changing a mindset, because through life you have learned them and adopted them. So you got to write down, what is a compelling reason why you want to change? Man, I just want my family to be better off. Man, I just want to be in a situation where I feel like I can purchase something without looking at the cost of it. I just want to make sure my family is left with an inheritance, not only for my kids, but my kids' kids. It has to be something that is so compelling that it will cause you to change and adopt new habits, that it will cause you to change and adopt new mindsets. So that's the first thing you got to do, is think about, why do you want to change? Once you write down some compelling reasons, then you got to think about some specific goals. Man, here we are in September 2021, and we got 3 more months before this year ends, and we're in 2022. There is still time. You don't have to wait for January 2022 to come up with a new resolution to change your life. Guess when change happens? When you make that decision right now. So I need some specific goals. Give me at least 5. These are the goals I want. I want to have, if I don't have $1,000 emergency, my first goal is I'm gonna get to my $1,000 in emergency. If I have 1,000 and don't have 3 months, you know what? I'm gonna get to my 3 months. If I'm not funding a retirement plan, I'm gonna set the goal to meet with someone and put in place a plan where I can start saving. Man, Marico, I'm so tired of living paycheck to paycheck, and I'm gonna set my intention and I'm gonna create another stream of income so I can get ahead instead of staying the same. So I need some goals. What do you want to accomplish in the next 3 months? So when you think about, where's your plan taking you? This is what you got to think about when you're planning to do something different as it relates to finances in the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years. One of the things you got to think about is where's your reliable income is going to come from. So when you think about this is how you change your mindset, is when you set a deadline. Think about this. Let's say, for instance, you're about to retire and you got 10 years from retirement. You should feel the time running out. That should create some level of urgency to move. Just like we got 3 months left until 2022, there should be some feeling of urgency. And you say, you know what? I can't play around anymore. Time is of the essence, and I need to change. Is your income going to come from your pension? Is your income going to come from your job? Is your income going to come from Social Security? Is your income going to come from personal savings, business income, real estate? Where is it going to come from? You got to decide that, because my hope is that you're not just relying on Social Security, because right now it's projecting that the Social Security Trust Fund will run out in 2034. That means that whatever income you think you may get, they're going to have to reduce it by 22 to 24%. And do you want to be working in your job at 70, 75? Is that what you want to do? And if it's not, that's got to be the motivating reason, the compelling reason why you're going to set your mind and say, you know what? I'm going to change. I'm going to adopt some new habits. And if I adopt some new habits, it'll change my life. How much debt you want to be in? When do you want to retire? Will your plan that you have right now in place lead you to paycheck to paycheck or financial freedom? You must identify the ideal life you're looking for. It has to be a clear mental picture. Man, I want to have my house paid off. Man, I want to be debt free. Man, I want to be financially independent. You have to have this compelling vision, these compelling reasons, because if not, it's hard to change the habits and the mindset without knowing that there's a time limit. It's only so long you want to work, and only so long you have before you can put these things in place for yourself and generations to come. So here's something you got to think about. You have thought about your compelling reason. You have thought about, your goals. You have thought about where's your reliable income going to come from. And you're thinking about your current situation right now. And what we're going to do, we're going to establish a plan. Now, we're going to set the goal. The goal never changes until we accomplish it. Let's say, for instance, your first goal is you're going to have $1,000. We do not change the goal. We establish a plan, and we don't change the goal until you what? Accomplish it. And let's say, for instance, you set a plan and it's not working. Do we change the goal? No. We change the plan, because the plan is not working. We don't change the goal. We change the plan. We keep changing the plan until you do what? Achieve your goal. So that's called course correct. We're gonna find out what our compelling reason is. We're gonna set some goals. We're gonna establish a plan, and we're gonna do what? We're gonna believe we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Right? That's our mindset. Set the goal, the plan, and we're gonna execute. We're gonna start not at January 2022. We're gonna start right now. Very important. There's something called the retirement three-legged stool. Now, here's why you got to change your mindset again. When a person retires in these days right now, 61% of people are more afraid of outliving their money than dying. Do you want that to be your story? Do I want to be afraid of running out of money than dying? Well, there was a time, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, people used to use this retirement model to retire. They work at a job for maybe 20, 30, and sometimes over 30 years, and they would get something called a pension. A pension is something called a guaranteed income for life. 50% of Fortune 500 companies offer this. But since 2016, less than 4% of corporations offer a pension. So you got to think about, where is my reliable income coming from? That means that it's not going to be coming from pension. So where else? Well, there was a time when Social Security was established, there was 45 workers to every one person working. So every person that retired, there was 45 workers. Now it's 3 to 1. Every 3 person working for every 1 person retired. That's why it is going in a pace where it's not going to be where it can sufficiently fund your retirement. So there's a sense of urgency to save. There's a sense of urgency to put money into a retirement plan. Because if not, if you look at the Stool, companies pensioning are non-existent for the most part. Social Security is unstable in where it's going. So you only have one strong leg that is our responsibility: personal saving. And if you're not saving, guess what? You will have no stool to sit on when you retire. That means that you will have to work even in retirement. Is that what you want? If the answer is no, those are some compelling reasons to change your habits. Those are some compelling reasons to change your mindsets, because you see the state of where we are. So when I focus on mindsets, I focus on these areas. I focus on something called mastering the success triangle. There are some mindsets that we need to have around budgeting and spending plans. There are some mindsets, some habits we need to have around getting out of debt. There are some habits and mindset we need to have around learning how to save and invest. I need to have an accountability partner. And then I had to be a giver as well. So you see the mastering the success triangle. What do I mean? See, I get a lot of my mindset from scripture. There's a scripture, Joshua 1:8 said, "This book of the law shall not depart out of their mouth, but you shall meditate in it day and night, for you may carefully observe to do according to all that's written in it. For then," check this out, after you meditate, after you adopt some new mindset, then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. So there's something that you got to be thinking about every single day, day and night. Something you got to be listening to day and night. And it said, then after you have changed your mindset, now you will adopt a new habit. You will make your way prosperous and you will have good success. Now think about this. 80% to 85% of financial success is internal, external communication, meaning the way you talk to yourself and the people you associate with, meaning that you're with yourself every single day. When I say we're going to set a goal to have $1,000 saved, what internal dialogue are you saying? And when you say, I'm about to save $1,000, and you tell your friends, I'm not going to be eating out as much anymore, I'm not going to be traveling as much anymore because I'm trying to accomplish a goal in a short time frame. I'm not going to be buying as much Christmas gift this year as I did last year. Why is that? Because you got to go. 80 to 85% of your success is how you talk to yourself and the people you're around. Only 15 to 20% of your financial success is what you know. We call it technical know-how, the information you know about money. See, I can give you a book on how money works, but at the same time, is what you think and the people or you around, are they pushing you to say, you know what, we're going to change together. You know what, we're going to increase our income together. Are you saying to yourself, I can do all things? You know what, I just got to have faith. What are you saying? Because 80% of success around money is psychology, 20% of it is mechanics. When it comes to budgeting, there's a difference between a budget and a spending plan. A budget is something that is estimated, often itemized. You know, it only tells me what's coming in and what's going out. I got to have a spending plan. See, my spending plan adopts my mindset, meaning, let me give you a mindset that I learned out of a book, and it's called The Richest Man in Babylon. And it says, a part of all I earn is mine to keep. Now, you would think all of your money is yours to keep, but it's not the case. You still got to buy groceries. You still got light bill. You still got somewhere to live. You still got to buy gas. You still got all these other things, raising a child, education. So not all of your money is yours to keep, but a part of it is. So my spending plan is my strategy of where I want my money going now and also in the future to accomplish a purpose and a mission. And once I adopt my new mindset and habits, I set it up automatic. Why would I do that? Because our willpower is not long lasting. You want to set it up automatic until you adopt the habits that will still lead to the outcome you want. So you're going to get the willpower, the motivation to do these things, and you're going to set them automatic, guide them until it becomes a habit. And now you're guaranteed to achieve your dreams because you'll form the right habits to do it. Getting out of debt. There's a scripture, Proverbs 22:7. It said the rich rule over the poor. The borrower is the slave to the lender. Romans 13:8 said, owe no man nothing but love. So when I think about mindset, okay, God don't want me to be in debt. If I do use debt, I need to be using it for buying appreciating assets, something that will grow in value. I'm not using it to buy just things that depreciate in value. There was an article in 2017 by New York Times. It said that it took a decade, but debt has made a comeback. Americans have now borrowed more money than they had at the height of the credit bubble in 2008, just as the financial system began to collapse. So that means that when I think about debt, temptation is the enemy of saving. I cannot talk my way out of something I behave my way into. I have to behave my way out of it. So it's not about, oh man, I'm going to do something, because you can't talk yourself to have another income. You can't talk yourself in saying, I'm going to be debt free, or I'm going to have a saving. There's a behavior I have to adopt to have another income, to pay my debts off, to build a savings? What is my behavior? Here's my mindset. Keep the main thing the main thing. What do you mean by that, Marico? Once I set my goal and my compelling reason, that become my main thing. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna continue to use this simple $1,000 because I just believe that that's so realistic. If you don't have that in place, keep the main thing the main thing. Let's say, for instance, you're walking the mall and you're just with your friend and you look in the window and it has something that you like in the window. Maybe some shoes, maybe some clothes on that mannequin. And you say, ooh, I'd like to try that out. You got to think about, what is your main thing? If you're on the internet and you're browsing Amazon and you say, ooh, man, that I would love to get that. Or you're around your friends and they're talking about, girl, let's go eat out. You got to think about, what is the main thing? The goal, the compelling reasons you said you wanted to do. The reason why you said you want your family to be in a better situation. Keep the main thing the main thing. So I continue to remember that over and over and over again. It's not really where you are. It's how you respond to that situation. See, debt freedom is a mindset. Even in a setback, you can make a comeback. I'm a living testimony of that. I was in a setback, but because I invested in knowledge, I was willing to change my mindset through reading and applying what it told me. It became a habit. And by me having new habits, it changed my life. I'm no longer in that financial situation, far from it. So that's a simple way of doing it. Learning to save and invest. There was an article in 2016 that says 7 out of 10 of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. 7 out of 10 Americans. Proverbs 21:20, it said, precious oil and treasure is in the wise man's dwelling, but a foolish man devours it. Luke 16:10-11 said, one who is faithful with very little is also faithful in much. And one who is dishonest in very little is also dishonest in much. If then you are not faithful with unrighteous wealth, who will entrust you with true riches? So I got to adopt the wisdom of a wise person, because I cannot be the person when I get my money, it's already spent. I have to adopt the habit of saving for myself first. I have to adopt the habit of giving. These things are very important. These are the things you got to focus on when it comes to saving and investing. What is your financial independence number? Your FIN number is how much money you need to save. And when you get to retirement, it is a number that it will allow you to walk away without never having to work at a job or even in your business anymore. Your money is working for you. How many months do you need to put away for emergency? How much taxes do you want to have IRS you have to pay them whenever you withdraw your money? Do you want to have your money in a place where it's tax-free, or do you want to pay 20 to 40,000 for every 100,000 that comes out of your account? There's 3 different approaches: tax now, tax later, tax advantage. Tax now meaning every single year you pay taxes on that growth of your money. Tax later is whenever you get to retirement, if you have a 401k, if you have a traditional IRA, if you have a 457 plan, those are tax later accounts. So when you get to retirement, because they haven't paid taxes, you got to give up anywhere from 20 to 40% out of every 100,000 you take out. Do you want to be in that situation? Or you can be in a situation where you say, you know what? I know I got to pay myself first. I'm going to start doing it. For me, it really doesn't matter about where you start. It's just about starting. And you can put your money in a place where it can grow. And when you get, ready to retire and start withdrawing money out of it, this is why they call it tax advantage, So when you take your money out, you don't pay no taxes. 100% of your money is tax-free. Adopting the mindset of this 70-30 principle, meaning that you have to put your employees to work. See, when I think about money as my employee. Money will work for me. It don't call out sick. It don't say, boss, you're working me too hard. All it do is say, put me to work. But I have to adopt a principle that would allow me to save and invest while I still enjoy my life. What if you cannot save 30% on tithes, offering, and retirement savings? What if you had a lot of your money going out in bills and debts, and all you can save is 5%? You know what I would say? Start where you are and build your way to where you need to, or adopt another stream of income. That's why we're expanding our business. That's why we're helping people get their license and start a financial firm, because they can grow their income so that they can get ahead faster. 3 ways you can invest your money: fixed, variable, index. How do you want your money to grow? Do you want to grow the slow way, where it's growing really slow? We call that fixed. Do you want your money to be growing variable, where it can go up and it also can do what? Go down. That's called variable. And then you got index. Index is where you have the balance of both worlds, where your money has a floor, where it's guaranteed not to have any losses. But at the same time, it grows with the market up to a cap. So that means that no losses, growth with the market, sometimes up to 15% compound growth. So you have to choose, how do I want my money to grow? If we're talking about saving and investing, do I want to grow fixed? Do I want to grow variable? Or do I want to grow index? Accountability. Now, here's the mindset of accountability. Now, the only reason why somebody would adopt accountability partner is they really, really want to change. And they realize growth takes place when somebody's watching. So Proverbs 13:20 said, whoever walks with the wise become wise, but the companion of fool, they suffer harm. Proverbs 11:14 say, where there is no guidance, a people fall, but in the abundance of counselor, there is safety. So, but you cannot say, you know what? You tell this person, I want to get out of debt. You tell this accountability partner, I want to, save money. I tell this accountability partner, I want to get my finances in order. I want to start my business. And they don't see you doing it. You can't get mad if that person say, well, you said you was going to do something. That's the purpose of accountability. But growth takes place when somebody walks in. You have to foster accountability if you want to have a change or transformation in your finances. And then you got to develop the giver's mindset. There's a scripture, 2 Corinthians 9:7-8, verse 10, and also 11. It said, each one of you give out as he has decided in his heart, not reluctantly, under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver, and God is able to make all grace abound to you. So you have all sufficiency in all things at all times. You may abound in not some works, but every good work. He will supply seed to the sower, bread for food. He will supply and multiply the seed for sowing and increase the harvest of your righteousness. You will be enriched in every way so that you can be generous in every occasion. And through us, your generosity will result in thanksgiving to God. It's very important. A part of all you earn is yours to keep, but also you want to be a giver too as well. If you want to increase your income, adopt a giver's mindset. Sowing some seeds, and those seeds in God's hands will multiply for more increases coming into your life. You got to adopt that mindset. And I got some action items. My first action item that I want to leave you with is just do you. If you want to change your life, you cannot compare. You can't say, oh man, that person got a new car and I don't have a new car. You have to do you. You cannot say, oh man, I see these person on Facebook, they're always traveling. Why I got to give up traveling? I want to travel too, and you will. But if you want to change your life and have a transformation, there's some things you got to be willing to sacrifice in the short term to have the long-term gain. So all I say is just do you. Run your race. Don't compare. Establish your top 5 reasons for a transformation. Establish 5 goals this year, not wait till 2022. Establish a plan. Work the plan. And if the plan don't work, course correct. And last one, you can check me out, howmoneyworks.com/Marico. It has my name there, got my email there, have my Facebook page, How Money Works for Beginners, and it has a lot of good content. Love for you to reach out. And also, if you reach out, more than likely, I want you to be establishing some goals, writing them down, personal, spiritual, family goal, financial goal, friendship goals, health goals, because the way you do some things is the way you do everything. So that's what I leave you with. We talked about establishing some goals, some reasons. We talked about several different areas of our life we need to focus on, but it has to be something that you're willing to do in your life. Nobody can want it more than you do. But thank you so much, Candy, for this opportunity.
All right, Marico, you have eliminated all the excuses. Sorry, guys, he didn't leave any for us. We have definitely got to do the work. Wow, just wow. I was taking so many notes till I was like, okay, hold up. How about I just watch the replay? Because apparently I'm not gonna get it all. And I mean, that's me. And I was like, okay, I'm just not gonna be able to get all this information in. So I behoove you to watch the replay. I don't want you just watching it and say, oh, that was some good information. I want you to apply what we just learned. I don't care if you have $1 million in the bank, if you have $5 in the bank. There was something that was said that you can apply to your life to improve it. So one of the things, I got so many questions, Marico, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to dive in and just start pounding away at these questions. But one of the things before I get to the questions, I want to make sure that I put the website back up, take a picture of it. We will be posting the replay here along with some of the challenges. Marika don't know, but as he was talking, I said, I hear a 90-day challenge coming on. So I have adopted for the Women in Business members, those of you who are listening, no excuses. We will start our 90-day challenge. We have it every year. We start on October 1st and it ends on December 31st. So Marico just gave me the inspiration for our 90-day challenge, and we're going to save $1,000. So me being a math person, us tax people, when we hit numbers, we get all excited. So I was doing some math while he was talking, and I heard $1,000. Now, if you already have an emergency fund of $1,000, that means you got to save another $1,000. Now you'll have 2. If you got 5,000, you should have 6 by the end of the challenge, etc. So nobody is exempt. Yep. So to get to $1,000, like you said, it's so obtainable. If you save $85 a week for 12 weeks, from October to the end of December, you get $1,000. So that's $85. So you think about it. What have you wasted $85 on? We can go out to dinner one time, a husband or wife, and maybe a kid, and spend dinner if the bill is $80. So we can eliminate the excuses. And like you said, if you can't do 80, you might can do 20 this week, but the next week you get some type of bonus and you can double up. Just get started. So that leads me into my first question, Marico. And I want to make sure that everybody has this. I'm going to take this down so you guys can see our faces, that we're not playing no games. All right. So one of the things that I want to ask Marico is, you said that just get started. And what if you have someone that is overwhelmed in debt? Like they got debt up to here and they just like, oh my God, where am I going to get started? Like they just don't even know how to get started. What advice would you have for them?
I would say set a meeting and let's sit down. Let me help you in coming up with a plan. There are options out there, but at the same time, it can seem overwhelming if a person don't have the knowledge, number one. And even if they have the knowledge, a lot of time they are mostly tied to certain things. So it needs someone on the outside, being objective to their situation and helping guiding them through that process. So I would definitely say just, let's sit down and let's look at your situation and let's see if we can come up with a plan that is step by step. And then you can see the light. My hope is I know when a person has some progress is motivation. Progress brings happiness. If somebody feel like they're moving along, paying their debts off, it will give them greater motivation to maybe get another job or save something that they used to do because it was therapeutic, that even to every time they look at their debt, it was a situation they called them to spend more. But we're trying to avoid when they look at their situation, it calls them to spend more. So it's just sitting down, I would say coming up with a plan, and then we're going to work the plan.
And I'm glad you said that. Kind of jumped ahead of me, but at the end, I was going to say this. So this is the perfect time. On our website, on the aklegacyfoundation.org website, there's a tab that says HMW, stands for How Money Works. If you click that tab, you can see how to get the book. But there's also another section that says schedule your complimentary financial session. In that session, it'll be either me, Marico, Miss Leah Hall, or a combination of, all of us. We're going to sit down with you and help you come up with, let me find exactly what you said, your financial independent number. And so anything, even if you can schedule this, if you just need to get started, if you just like, I'm financially overwhelmed, this sounds great, but I just can't even receive it. If you need us to kind of just get you sitting down to face the music, you can schedule it for that. Or if you're interested in your financial independent number that you spoke of, go ahead on the website, click that tab and let us help you. Help is here. The AK Legacy Foundation, we're founded on financial literacy and moving you forward. The key to it is you have to want the help, that accountability partner. If you could do it on your own, you wouldn't need us. So, and vice versa, we need you as well. Everything, like you said, you got to have that giver's mentality. I think I wrote it down. You said you have to adjust the giver's mindset. We're talking about money mindset. So when we think about money mindset, sometimes we think about how to get more money, how to get more money. Well, Marico just told us we got to give. So to adopt that, you need an accountability partner. So we even in the 90-day challenge, we do have an accountability partner that you get to select to hold you accountable. So it's kind of like all over the place, but all great things. So let me get to my next question. What if a person has an investment fear? I heard you use the word investment quite often. And a lot of times when people hear investment now, because of social media, they instantly think of cryptocurrency, because a lot of times that's the first thing they've ever heard of investing, that was reachable. Investment used to think of Wall Street, some guy off in New York. And now with social media and cryptocurrency, it now seems to be more popular. So what is your twofold question? What is about an investment fear, and what is your take on cryptocurrency?
So for me, I definitely want to make sure somebody have an emergency account. That's the first thing. Do you have money that is set aside for an event that can come up? The reason why I say that is if we have an investment account and you would draw money out of that account and it's for retirement purposes, then there's a penalty. So we don't want that to take place. Event comes up and he's, oh man, I want to get in cryptocurrency. I want to get into investing. And there's no money saved. We just defeated the purpose because we didn't allow the time to allow it to grow. So I love your 90-day challenge, building that $1,000. And once we get there, now let's talk about investing. And you had kind of mentioned, what I thought about several different vehicles out there. I can tell you this, when it comes to investing, me personally, I never do more than, if I would do it, more than 10% in speculation.
10% in speculation, guys. I hope you heard that.
So speculation is where there is a trend and it's not tied to a intrinsic value like a company. So I know volatility occurs a lot with crypto. So if a person is putting their life savings in it, if this person is putting their emergency fund in it, and it has high volatility, which means it can go up really fast, but it can do what? It can go down really fast too. And we don't want someone's life savings in a volatile place. So you want to be putting, 90% into a vehicle that will allow compound interest, that will be there in the future, that is time tested, while you do maybe a small percentage to figure it out. And then as you get good in it, you can widen it. But initially, savings account, initially, not more than 10% in speculation, the other 90% in a vehicle that I can help set up or someone else can set up for this person, where it's consistent and they're doing what's called dollar cost averaging every single month. They're putting money into it and they're capturing shares, sometime at a cheaper price, sometime as the market is growing, but over time, it's going to have a lot of compound interest and gains in that account.
Well, it sounds like what you're suggesting may take time. And so there we go in that mindset. What if we don't want to wait? I just want to, I want it fast and I want it now and I need it tomorrow, so so in that mindset, he just basically said, you can still play the game, but be smart about it. So it sounds like we have to save to play.
Well, definitely you have to position yourself to play. If somebody have every time they get paid, they are a spender, then it's hard to play, or, put money investing because of the choices we have made in the past. So we have to create new habits that will allow us to position us to do the investments. And not only that, there's something called wealth equivalency, where you can create the rate of return or income in a short period of time, maybe in a business, maybe in something other type of investment. But at the same time, there are investments you can earn right now, but at the same time, you have to be managing your money a certain way to position you to do it the way you will want to do it.
Well, I'm excited. I'm fired up. I don't know about anybody else. If you're watching this live or you're watching the replay, you got this link from a friend, you want to go and thank them. Not only do we have the inspiration, but we have the information, and we have to get an accountability partner. Watch this again, take more note, go on the website at aklegacyfoundation.org, hit that HMW tab, How Money Works tab, schedule your complimentary financial planning session so that we can get your independent number. We can talk to you about your fears if you have any. If you have saved up some extra money and you want to start an investment portfolio or retirement account, let us help you. Even if, and we're more so saying for financial literacy standpoint, let us help you. Let us make sense, or I always like to call it translate the information for you. Let us give you your option. This may work for you or this may work for you. You never know until you have the conversation. So I guess I'm gonna take time for one more question. I have so many. We just got to have Marico back. That just settles it. I don't know. He's going to fit us in his schedule. One more question I do want to ask, because we're talking about the 90-day challenge that's upcoming for October 1st. There's an emergency fund. Well, I want to talk about me personally. I have an emergency fund, then I have a savings account, then I have checking. That's for personal. And then I duplicated the same thing for the business. So the emergency fund is different from the savings. The emergency fund is a true emergency. So let's define emergency for people. Emergency is somebody's on life support and you got to buy a plane ticket and get across the country in like 5 hours. That's an emergency. Or the house is on fire and you got to buy a fire extinguisher. That's an emergency. Correct. Not that, oh, I saw these shoes, they're really costly, so I'm just gonna, this is an emergency because they're on sale at half price. That's not an emergency. It's a creative emergency. But we can have a savings, we can have a shoe savings. You can have a savings account for a movie night. True. Whatever you think that you're gonna have an impulse spending about, you can have a savings account set aside for it. That's just my little take on it. So what is your advice into setting up emergencies, check-ins and savings, all these different accounts? What is your quick tip on that?
I remember when I first started establishing my emergency, I would have my savings that I can easily get to if I needed to, but my emergency made it kind of difficult to get money out of it, meaning that I didn't have a debit card to it. I had to physically go in, ride across town just to get money out of it. So I had to put myself in a position where it was tough for me to get. I could get it, but it was just tough for me to get it. Even now I set up a savings account that earns interest for client, but it's not like if I can walk in the bank and get it. It generally takes 3 to 5 days just for it to be deposited back into their bank account, but it's not like they can just go walk and get it. So I would just say, whatever account you do, checking savings, those are pretty easy to get to, but your emergency, make it kind of difficult to get to that one. Don't have a debit card to it, because you want that account to build. Very important. You can transfer money into it, but you can't easily withdraw like from just having a debit card for it.
Oh, wow. And I'm gonna just let y'all in on a little secret. I actually have my emergency fund is in a whole nother state. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, to discipline yourself. Come on, we just gotta be real, keep it real. Y'all know that if we have easy access to it, life is gonna happen and it's gonna press down. But if you can come up with another way, except for that emergency fund, do that. Save that for something that, we hear the stories of people talking about how much money they have in an account when Grandma Lucy died, she left 50 grand. Where did the money come from? Somebody was disciplined in saving money. So I just love that. And the just do you. I don't know if y'all can see that. Just do you. The comparison. God made us all unique, and everything that he made us with and put in us is what he knows is what we are. We are enough. And so when we start comparing, we're almost in a sense telling God he missed something here. He made a mistake here. And that's not true. So don't compare. I love that you said just do you, because people always say, I'm just gonna do me, but they fall in subject to the peer pressure of social media. Stay focused on your goal. Keep the main thing. Remember, change the plan, but not the goal. So yes, thank you, Marico, for coming on. This has been helpful. I appreciate your information, sharing with us. The AK Legacy Foundation, we salute you. We need more people like you in this world. And so we pray that this little bit of information that we share today has been helpful to you all. And before I close out, Marico, do you have any final words or any last thing you want to leave the people with?
Not at this moment. I can say, Candy, every Monday I do a financial literacy class for the next 8 weeks at 6:30 Eastern time, which is 5:30 Central. So if someone is interested in getting financial literacy information on a weekly basis, one time a week for an hour to an hour and a half, join us. Reach out to me and I'll make sure you have the link for that.
All right, we got a 12-week saving goal plan going. So 8 of those 12 weeks, we can get some mentoring along the way. I mean, we're eliminating all the excuses. So once again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to our business and financial literacy virtual tour. This is a part of the AK Legacy Foundation, which is part of our program, Financial Literacy. Don't forget to go to the website. You can leave a donation. You can schedule a financial planning session. You can find out what we have going on and how you too can be a part of making a change one person at a time. So thank you all, and you all have a great day. Be blessed.
Be blessed.